when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, wonder will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees or will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes, when I find myself standing inside. I can only imagine when all I would do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine. Only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, wonder will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? Or to my knees or will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, wonder will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in awe of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees or will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when all I would do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Trailer Talk Show. We're calling this show the View Edition because normally we have a whole bunch of other people. Yeah, you see, normally like on the View you have four women cackling about non-significant stuff. However, we're gonna have four guys here that are gonna be talking about stuff that's important to society and life. So here with us today we have James Stowe, Pokey Ritter, and we also have Michael Cargill from Central Texas Gunworks and some other great stuff that he's doing, which we will talk in a little bit. But we also have with us here today, we have a band that's here that plays here locally, and correct me if I say the name wrong. It's Sangre Versatil.
Sangre Versátil.
Yep. Beautiful. Cool. Cool. Excellent. So we want to go ahead and introduce you guys, if possible. If we can do the honors of introducing yourself, and then.
Well, yeah. My name is Dino Escalante, and my friends over here, we play together in the band.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a Latin band. uh, sounds like a Tejano and a combination with the rhythms from Honduras. This guy is from Honduras, and you know, I'm from Monterey. So we made the band in Austin, and we tried to do a different rhythms, you know, about the music. So it's perfect.
Does that qualify as norteño music, or is it a different genre, or whatever you call it?
Well, we call it Tierra Caliente.
Very caliente.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
okay,
call
cool.
it Tierra Caliente.
Okay.
Sounds pretty
Well,
good.
if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Go ahead.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Mi nombre es Pedro Jaimes, primera y segunda voz de la banda del grupo Sangre Versátil, y gracias por vernos dado la oportunidad de estar aquí, aquí en vivo en Canal 10.
Perfecto.
Let's stretch all the way. No, it's
Mi nombre es Humberto Avilés, yo soy baterista de la banda. Ahí saludando a toda la familia que está mirando el canal 10 de Austin. Ahí estamos juntos, siempre trabajando.
¿Qué tal? Mi nombre es Hugo Diego, tecladista del grupo Sangre Versátil. Aquí gracias por el espacio que nos dan aquí en el canal 10, por su tiempo.
Mi nombre es David Argueta, pues toco el bajo eléctrico en la banda y agradeciendo esta oportunidad que nos dan de estar aquí presentes y de poder pues mostrar lo que somos y quiénes somos y para dónde vamos.
Perfecto. Okay, cool, excellent. So how did you guys meet? I guess that's going to be the big question for every band.
Yeah,
How
it's,
did you guys get together?
it's hard, you know, because we're from different cities.
Mhm.
You know, I'm from Monterey. He's from Honduras, and they from Mexico City. So we meet over here in Austin. You know, Austin is the capital of Texas, and it's the capital of the music also. So it's good. We meet over here. We make the band right here. in
Oh,
Austin.
excellent.
Well, Julian Fernandez thinks y'all are really good. He's been on the show, Julian Fernandez. He's running for city council, and he's Los Texas Rangers.
Ooh.
And he really, so if Pepe Loeta says good about you, one thing, but for Julian to say you're good, he really likes that guy. He says he's the best drummer he's ever seen.
Oh yeah, he's the best drummer. Yeah, he's a good drummer.
Well, we didn't really prepare much to hear some of your music,
All right.
but where y'all gonna be playing at, or?
Well, we gotta play. The next show gonna be in Chicago.
Really?
We go to
I
Chicago.
ain't going to Chicago to see you play. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but locally we gotta be in it's a
En el Flamingo Ballroom vamos a estar el sábado,
Oh.
y el domingo estaremos tocando por ahí en Fredericksburg.
Oh yeah,
Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg. We go to Fredericksburg next Sunday.
They got a good variety of music down there in Fredericksburg.
Oh yeah.
That's where they have the, what is that festival they have there? Bluegrass Music Festival.
Oh yeah.
It's a really big thing there. It's really
Yeah,
great
it
to be.
is.
Are there in Austin too?
Bluegrass? What other one? You lost me here.
They come on Wednesdays to the park over here by what's that called? Barton
they do?
Springs Park.
Mhm.
What's that? Blue and Green.
10-4?
You can barely hear it, but in the background of y'all talking, I put your CD in my computer so I hear some of your music. So while y'all talking, I hear your music.
Oh, nice.
That's good. That's
love
so
it.
good.
Very cool. Very cool. So you guys play throughout the United States, or just like, are there like certain regions that you guys go to? I mean, you mentioned Chicago. That's why I was.
No, we meet over here, but we go to different places, different states. So we go to Oklahoma next week. Oh,
November 9th.
Yeah, November 9th.
Oh, nice.
How
Yeah,
long,
that
how
is
long have
amazing.
y'all been together?
I just get in and to the band. So I play the guitar and
And you already got a job in Chicago?
yeah, I do.
Nice.
So how long has Sangre Versátil been around? ¿Cuánto tiempo han tenido aquí?
Tenemos exactamente tenemos como 8 años exactamente que
Yeah.
iniciamos la banda con mi compañero Hugo Diego, y han pasado bastantes muchachos que nos han estado con la banda, pero la banda se ha estado restableciendo. Cuando se va alguien más, seguimos buscando a alguien más y se van quedando los muchachos. Pero exactamente tenemos como 8 años de estar juntos, el grupo Sangre
¿Y
Versátil.
comenzaron aquí también en Austin?
Sí, comenzamos aquí en Austin.
Oh, perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Y cuando cambian, estás diciendo que cuando cambian personas, están buscando para diferente tipo de música o se quedan con el mismo.
No normalmente quedamos con el mismo, lo que es el estilo de la agrupación, que viene siendo versátil, lo que es el ámbito tierra caliente y lo que es la cumbia.
Oh, okay. All right, perfecto. Excellent, excellent. So have you guys had the honor, or have you guys been able to play at South by Southwest or any of the major events here in Austin?
No, but we're gonna try being in South by Southwest. That's good.
Y'all been playing for Jefe Lueda?
Yeah,
He
Jefe
can-
La Güera.
I can't believe man, he goes all these clubs out
Are you
there.
playing here in town anywhere?
Yeah,
It's going to be Saturday.
On Saturday?
Saturday they'll be playing. ¿Dónde van a estar? Flamingo Ballroom on Saturday?
The Flamingo.
Yeah, the Flamingo.
Dad, come out of there.
And we've got another gentleman. Cool.
Well, okay.
Excellent, excellent. We've got one of the other hosts that are coming on the show in just a little bit, so we'll continue on.
Gavino's in Mexico, out of the country right this week.
Yeah,
So
he
we're
had
gonna
to get his
be
papers. He had to
playing
get his papers in order so that he can come back to the
back
United
to
States without any problem. So we're just kidding. We're kidding. We're kidding on that
He
one.
goes a couple times a year
He's
now.
got to visit family, so which is excellent. So who's the new? You're the newest one in the band.
Yeah, I'm the new one.
And it's you and Hugo that have been.
Pues Hugo y yo somos los que
Los
estamos
demás
más,
tampoco.
sí, somos los que iniciamos la banda.
Okay.
So who's the singer?
¿Quién es el
I'm the
cantador?
singer, he's the singer, and we are 3 singers in the
Three
band.
singers?
Yeah, 3 singers in the band. Yeah.
So what do you guys find as the most? I'd imagine that there's probably some times where you got some difficulties in trying to book shows or doing some bookings. Have you guys had any problems with that recently, or?
Well, this is the booking man.
Okay.
Right
¿Y
here.
no han tenido problemas cuando están buscando para trabajo o no han dicho, pues, tocan música mexicana, ¿por qué te tenemos aquí?
No, normalmente nunca hemos tenido problemas con nadie, porque nosotros somos, somos más que bien, somos un grupo que nos dejamos que la gente nos contrate y nosotros tenemos las palabras y como dijera, los precios a un precio que la gente se alcance de la mano para que nos pueda contratar.
Ok.
Y normalmente nunca tenemos ningún
qué bueno.
problema con nada.
Okay, cool. Excellent. I like that. Anything you want to ask, or you had something?
Uh,
He's got that finger moving going on, so I figured he's got.
no, I'm glad next time we'll try to do that a little bit more in advance. You can maybe play a song
Now,
for us.
now we've got some of the
problem.
music that's playing around. Tenemos la música que tenemos aquí del
Sangre
disco.
Versátil, ajá.
¿Cuántos discos tienen ustedes? ¿Cuántos? How many CDs do you guys have, or how many
Yeah.
records do you guys have?
Oh, this is the first one.
This is the first one.
Yeah,
The one is playing right now is the first one. This is our latest production. We're still working on next, but this is the first one.
Oh, okay.
Put it where everybody's gonna be looking for Sangre Versátil and all of that. This is our first.
Where can they find it? ¿Dónde lo pueden hallar en el CD?
Well, mainly ahorita, we are selling the CDs ourselves.
Okay.
Whenever we go to shows.
it's
and
not
all
in
that.
stores or
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is our first, and we're trying to do it by ourselves. So, just get in contact with those. There's
Yes.
our Facebook page that everybody can see and ask for CDs.
Okay. And there's 2 pages, folks. Just so that you guys are aware, there is a page which is called it's facebook.com/pages-sangre-versatil, and you'll be able to find their page on there. Then they also have a Facebook profile called Sangre Versatil. You can friend request them there. Who's Sangre Versatil?
Sangre Versátil, that's mean,
No, but on Facebook, ¿quién es?
oh,
¿Es uno de ustedes o es alguien privado?
it's another guy.
Okay.
He not show up, but
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
But one of the other guys, other members.
other member, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So if you go on Facebook, you'll be able to find it. You'll do a friend request on them, and then you can communicate with them, and they'll be able to tell you where the shows are at and all that fun stuff. So no han ido por rumbo de iTunes o nada de eso todavía?
Todavía no.
Todavía no.
Todavía no. Estamos
Okay.
trabajando en eso.
Okay.
Yeah, we working on that.
Cool.
For iTunes is good.
So if you want to, if you're
Yeah.
listening to the music on here,
Yeah.
folks, friend request them. Ask them where you can get, where they're going to be selling them. They're actually selling them at the shows. This Saturday, if you're here in Austin, it's going to be at the Flamingo
Flamingo,
Ballroom.
yeah, ballroom.
The Flamingo Ballroom on Saturday, and Sunday, ¿dónde van a estar?
By 183.
Sunday we go to
Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Flamingo Ballroom is off of 183?
183
Okay.
south.
So it's going to be up north, in North Austin.
Everyone knows where Flamingo Ballroom is.
Yes. And then also on Sunday, if you happen to be taking a drive out to Fredericksburg to try the fine wine and the bread and breakfast, they'll be playing there as well. So you'll be able to get the CDs there, and they can hook you up with some of the great music, because this is great stuff. I got to tell you, I'm not much into, I don't listen to a lot of music, but this one I'll listen to in a heartbeat.
Julian
Thank you.
Fernandez really bragged about him out there.
Yeah, he's a good
And
friend.
I know Julian from Los Texas Regulars.
Oh yeah, he's a good
Of course,
friend.
now he will also do political fundraisers for people, his band.
Mhm.
Y'all ever work for a politician? Or?
We work in a Catholic church. Sometimes when they make the yearly party,
Okay.
we
Mhm.
work there and we work there with them. It's a fundraiser for the whole church.
Important. We appreciate y'all coming on, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for being here with us. And then we'll go ahead and make sure we try to hype you guys up, because this is great music. I
Thank
don't know
you.
about you guys, but I'm
Thank
like
you.
enjoying this stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
So,
Take
cool.
you to the Trailer Park Show. Thank you.
10-4.
Excellent, excellent. So, alrighty, well, folks, we got Sangre Versatil,
Right, hello,
and we
man.
want to thank you guys very much. And then we'll go ahead and continue on. Mrs. Pokey, if you have one of the slides for transitions, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I think some of those pictures from Gabriel down with the Chief of Police will do.
So we're just gonna go into a quick transition as we do that. So,
I think we're on autopilot.
yeah,
We're not gonna worry about Commissioner's Court, we're just gonna do the concilio and the funeral.
you got it.
10-4.
And Robert Kibbe says hi.
Oh, yeah. Robert Kitty says hi, and Jerry Lynn Ward. I got to say hello to Jerry Lynn Ward.
Alrighty, and we are back. As you can tell, we just did a slight little change. We have our special guest here with us, who does a show here on Channel Austin 10.
He used to have the
Both.
Cruise Girls on with him. I tell
Yeah.
Mom, what are you watching this for? I say, I'm watching the Cruise Girls.
Right? Yeah, we had some very good co-hosts during our time.
You certainly
We
did.
sure did, you know.
Beach. I better shut up. Well,
Right.
So before we
Right.
continue, we want to give a special shout out to Robert Kibbe, otherwise known as the customer. So we just want to say thank you for spending time with us here today on the Trailer Park Show, the View edition. As I mentioned before, this is kind of the show where we're doing. Normally on the View you have 4 women who gaggle about nothing.
Right, exactly. So now
today's gonna be 4 guys that are gonna be
All
talking
right.
about good stuff.
This should be pretty good then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm looking
It's gonna be a lot
forward
better.
to
It's gonna be. The only thing is that we're still trying to figure out who wants to be Rosie O'Donnell. I know I don't want to be that one.
Well,
Better pay attention here. Hold on now.
I don't know who I want to be, so
No, you're not going there.
I'll
we're
be,
not
I'll
going
be
there, right?
Elizabeth Hassel.
This is the men's view,
Yeah,
correct?
this is the
Yeah,
men's
it's
view.
the
This is the
men's
men's
view.
view.
So, you want to put up a little, warning that, we're not being chauvinistic or anything like that in
Nah,
case
they
something
already
comes out.
know.
Okay.
They already know we are.
All right, cool.
They already know we are. So we're good. The only person that's not chauvinistic is Michael Carter.
Okay,
so
there you go.
He's a cool one.
Okay, there you go.
But we have our
All
special
right.
guest here with us, Jerry Avila. We're gonna, I guess we can do introductions about Mr. Avila real quick. Okay,
Can't get the funeral photos. What up?
so
Okay.
Okay.
we're having some slight technical difficulties, which is cool. That's what live TV
Gives
does.
it more time to talk.
Yes, exactly. So, Mr. Avila, tell us a little bit about yourself. We understand you do a show here.
Yes, sir. I've been doing a show here at Public Access for 23 years now.
Wow,
We started back in 1992, and which was Tejano Music Entertainment, which focused on Tejano music and bringing Tejano music to the limelight of the Austin music industry and the regional industries. And so we've been at it for 23 years. We have a show called now Primetime Tejano, which has been on air for, I would say, 18 years straight when we converted over. And so now, you know, all we're doing now is just turning in program shows. We took a year off to look at the industry, to see how the industry's doing, and seeing the different aspects of the industry, because it's been a very slow period for us regarding the radio stations, the FM radio stations, the record labels, you know, dropping the Tejano artists. So it's been a transition to get back into where the Tejano music needs to be.
Now, is that because, now, are you, when you're saying that there's a drop in there, is it like you're saying, like there's drop in stations that do?
Well,
that-
let's just
that do
say
Tejano
in
music,
our
or-
market, the industry, a lot of things have occurred. And so a lot of the, I would say, radio stations have converted more to Latino format because of the big Latino push that's been going on. And so Tejano music has just been put back in, not into the limelight, but put back a little bit because of those changes. And so we had major record labels like EMI Latin, you know, Sony, BMG, and different types of record labels. And so with them dropping a lot of the major Tejano artists, it hurt us not only in the record label business, but also in the TV and radio business.
Right.
We're part of the problem. We just had I guess, Norteño music.
Right. Well, you know, even the Mexican regional music that's come in. There's, I believe, 3 Mexican regional radio stations here in Austin, and
Yes,
there's
sir.
only one AM station that's Tejano music here in Austin.
There is one.
There is one,
Well, I
but
always
it
had
is AM.
trouble telling my friends out there there's no Tejano music in town.
Well, there
They say
is,
you're crazy.
but
There's 4 or 5 stations out there. So that's,
no.
that's
If you go to Corpus Christi, it's the reverse. You have 3 or 4 Tejano stations and 2 Mexican regional stations, which is funny because Austin, being the live music capital of the world, and being the capital of Texas, we have no FM station, which is very sad.
No, we did have, well, we actually, I think we do, but I think it's what, 104.3?
No, that's a Latino station.
Latino station.
Right, that's a Latino
Okay.
station. That's what
Now,
I'm saying.
now
It
is it
converted
going,
over.
now is it because the trend is moving away from, I guess, regional music to more, I guess if you want to call it mainstream?
Well, I wouldn't
think
say
it's
I
a
would
lot of market
I wouldn't say it's mainstream. I would say it's more the Latino effect, bringing in. When people talk about Latino music, they don't realize that Tejano music it's separate from the Latin atmosphere or the Latin market.
Right.
Although we're associated with each other, Tejano music is Texas music. It's different from any type of other music that's around in the United States. And being Texas, that's how Tejano music came about, was through the Mexican regional conjunto bands, and then it became Tejano music. Like, for instance, Little Joey La Familia, Sonny Osuna back in the days, and those people.
Which is still going strong, both of them.
Well, I mean, they're still bringing
out
in
there.
the people, and they're
yeah.
one of the highest, I would say, compared to the way the industry is now. They're still pulling their people, you know. Even though it's a little bit slower these days, and there's not as much, I would say, promotions, or I would say big shows that need to occur for us. You know, the Tejano Music Awards was very highly up there in fame and regarding if you got nominated for awards. Recently, in the past 5 to 6 years, the Tejano music really isn't as strong as it needs to be to promote our Tejano artists. I mean, there's a lot of entities out there that I feel aren't doing what they need to do to promote Tejano music and bring it to the forefront of the mainstream music.
When you say that the entities, you're talking about like the big wigs, the ones that
I'm talking about
the ones that
the
carry
people that make the decision, the people with the money. I know there's a lot of people that are out there right now that want to make a change in Tejano music and trying to revolutionize it and bringing it to a higher limelight. But there's certain aspects of the industry that you have to realize that is in control from the older generation. And as you know, sometimes the older generation does not want to let go of their older mainstream ideas and refocus on what's going to take to revitalize our industry. Yeah, so.
Yeah, there was I'm trying to look up. We did a Grammy-winning Tejano artist party, and I can't remember the darn name now. I'm either getting too much oxygen or not enough. I was hoping with my new computer, Robert. Yeah, he just.
That's
texted
okay.
me.
I heard you got a new computer, all this kind of good stuff, so that's
Yeah,
good.
well, I'm trying to pull it up because I had it on my
Right.
Facebook page.
I got you.
mean, my YouTube. Went to his birthday party.
Ruben Ramos.
Yeah, that's it.
There
Ruben
you go.
Ramos and
Ruben
all
Ramos.
his friends.
Right.
Not bad. I'll be hanging around all these kind of people.
Two-time Grammy Award winner. Him and his brothers did very well in the industry, and then Ruben went on his own, and you know, he's been doing very well.
Yeah, we went to one of his birthday parties.
Right.
I had a couple of them on here before. We watched a series of shows about the music business
Right.
because I caught my boys one day. They never pay for music. You just download it all.
Right. Right. Well, you
And
know.
so, you know, my day we had like the Rolling Stones make
Right.
$100 million selling all these records. So I asked, how do you do that? And remember, we had a whole a good number of people
Right.
from the business in here
Right.
3 times.
Talking
And-
about that, and it just went around in circles, right?
And there's, you know, every time you just buy a DVD and just make copies of it, and
Right.
all your friends get it. and-
Right. Well, and that's what's occurring is that a lot of our artists are now independent. A lot of artists are going independent because now they can focus on how they need to handle their aspect of their business or their group, management-wise, you know. And there's where it's hurting us because a lot of those professionals that were there assisting us and getting us through those loops and getting us the interviews, getting us the radio interviews, the TV interviews, and focusing on those issues, they're not there anymore. And so some are still there, but it's not like what it used to be.
At the South by Southwest, I guess it was 2 or 3 years ago, there was one thing came out that stuck with me. Like the guy said, if a couple thousand people steal your stuff, that's not a problem.
Right.
If a couple thousand people don't steal your stuff, that's a problem.
That's a problem. So I mean, that's in all the industry. You got to protect your copyrights, and
But
that's
it used
one
to be
thing.
easy to do, but
right.
now
Right. And now you have it everywhere. You can get anything everywhere, and now everything's so much copyrighted. You have to get permissions to do that, and you know that's what's troubling is that nowadays with the technology, you can show and air anything anywhere you want.
So the band that was here before, that's Tejano.
no, that's
No, I believe they're a norteño band.
more like Norteño.
Right, norteño, Mexican regional music. So the Tejano music is more Americanized with the horns, and we have more of an upbeat, just depending. We do have conjunto music, which is formulated from, I would say, the Mexican regional, which is from Mexico, which we incorporated and added a couple other instruments, which was with the Germans in New Braunfels, which brought, you know, the Papa music. We've incorporated that in. So a lot of people associate, when I say that, the German music, which is the accordion and the Papa, that's how that we became influenced because of that. So, you know, there's different types, you know, just like rock and roll, you have hard rock, you have soft rock, you have blues. Ours is kind of, you know, simulated in that format.
It's the
And there's a little bit of a mixture of English and Spanish.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's becoming Spanglish as well. You know, a lot of people are doing that.
the market share is why I guess there's nobody wants to buy Tejano.
Well, you know, we've been vying for a FM Tejano station for about
A long
5 years
time.
now, but the market people do not see that our market is strong enough to fulfill fulfill the requirements that they want and able to run their business. As you know, TV and radio is about business and money that you bring in, and if you're not bringing in that money and not getting that corporate advertisement,
What about doing
that's
it-
what hurts you.
Instead of doing it on a station that does it 24/7, what about maybe doing it in the evenings or?
Well,
on
we've
weekends
tried
or something
to
like that?
incorporate that, but a lot of times it's about the format, and Tejano music doesn't fit the format for the norteño, or they don't want to play our music, or we have difficulties trying to get that situated. A lot of times, I would say this is a very touchy situation because you're not only dealing with Tejanos, but you're dealing with people from the Mexican side of the border as well, which is all incorporated together, which a lot of people really don't understand. But once you start separating it, you'll see the markets and how they divide and how they come about. So it's very difficult. Now you do have like different internet stations that do incorporate that, but mainstream landline radio stations is what I call them. They're few and in between.
You would think they would want, let you do it like, from 1 to 3 or 3 to 5 or something
Right,
like that.
right.
But no,
And they do have that, which is a local community radio station for 2 hours, but 2 hours here, 2 hours there. There's maybe only a few Tejano producers that want to play that music, and so you're very limited. So a lot of times you lose your audience because you don't cater to them at the times that they want to listen to. So it becomes very difficult to do that. That's why it's essential and important now that we're having this new 10-1 city council members come in. District 3 is going to be very important and viable for our Tejano music and how we promote it and how we engage in the east side to keep our music alive and going here, because a lot of the Latino music is coming in and actually getting those big venues and getting those big sponsorships to put on these shows, like Pachanga Fest and different big events like that. We were missing that big event that we need for the Tejano music. Of course, we were the first ones to incorporate variety, where we brought in different types of bands, but yet a lot of these organizations don't want to really incorporate a lot of Tejano music in what it actually exists for District 3. So
why does District 3 matter?
District 3 matters because it's the east side. There's a lot of things that are going on the east side that pertain to Tejano music, because there's where a lot of our viewers, there's where a lot of our, that's the barrio, that's the Hispanic side of town, and so it's very important. You have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 already potential council members that are vying for the seat because they know the importance of it. A lot of the big venues that go through Fiesta Gardens dictate that, like Cinco de Mayo, Dieciséis. Well, that city council member can help incorporate and try to get something together for that. So there's a lot of ways that you can get the city of Austin, or you can get the city to try to focus in trying to bring these type of shows in, and that's what we're trying to do. As you can see, like the MAC puts on a show during South by Southwest called the Mexican Experience, and so that's one big show. But after that, that's it. So for us, Tejano music is very important to keep viable here in the Austin market. Of course, Primetime Tejano showcases Tejano music, and that's why we're all here. That's what I'm all about. That's what Primetime Tejano is all about, is to focus on those issues. We never thought that we would be political, but sometimes you have to be political in order for people to understand where you're coming from.
Welcome to the trailer park.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So with these, I know it's hard for you to incorporate that and understand it.
Yeah.
But once we'll talk about it, we'll break it down for you, so that way you can understand how that all engages into one big type of issue. Because the east side, there's a lot of changes going on in the east side. You're not looking at economically, but you're looking at all these condos coming in. A lot of the barrio, the neighborhoods are going away because they're getting these outrageous
Tax bills.
well, not only that, tax bills, but they're getting these offers for these houses that were worth $58,000 back in the day, and they're getting $400,000, $500,000 for them.
I think if the people,
so
if the people want it, then they should go out and go for it and get it. I think that's a bad way for a city council to spend resources on doing, on a radio station. They can spend their resources and spend that time on other things.
right.
That the people,
Well,
if
we're
they
not
really want it,
actually
they should
asking
really
for
go
the
out.
resources. We're just asking them for their support to know that the city of Austin is behind a radio station to bring them in. Because there's a lot of radio stations that are coming into our market that are looking at the market to promote their business. And so we have to be viable enough for these people to know that Tejano music is a viable product, a viable brand, and that's what we're trying to do, is to brand it into a higher level.
Now, you mentioned something that was kind of interesting about the Tejano music is going online, the internet radio, which one of the trends that seems to be going, where terrestrial radio, if you will, regular radio stations are going of the way of the dinosaur eventually.
Right,
I mean, it's
right.
not now.
Everything will
But everything
eventually be
I
on
can
the
play on
internet.
here. I can
Right,
go home and I can just
exactly.
listen to everything on my phone here, or I can hook it up to my computer and listen to anything that I wanted to listen to at that time. So what would be the harm with Tejano music trending that way, where they're saying, okay, you have all these different genres that are going that route already. So why not go ahead and let Tejano music go that route as well?
Well, we're already incorporating that in. That's already in the works. There's many, I would say, independent Tejano radio stations. But the hard thing about it is, so when you talk about Latin, you talk about the Latin industry. What does that tell you? What signals you when you hear Latin? What do you think about?
Well, I'm thinking of a wide variety, wide genre of people
All right, because you are
of Latin descent.
of Latin
Hispanic.
descent.
Yeah.
So we already are focusing, but someone who is not Hispanic or of Latin descent, when you say we are putting Latin music on mainstream, they think automatically it's
Mexican
Mexican national. They think it's Tejano. They think it's salsa music. They think it's rock and español, mariachi music. So what is it? Latin rock? What is it? Salsa? What is it? Pop? Latin pop? What is it? You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
So if you go to Puerto Rico and you go to Cuba, they're mainly focusing on salsa music.
Right.
That's their music. And for us, Tejano music is our music. And that's how we need to look at it.
Well,
It
this
comes
band
from
that just
Texas.
left. They're from several places in Mexico, Honduras. So I suppose between Mexico and Central America, that's sort of its own type of music they have.
Right. I mean, if you go into Mexico, they have
Colombia's
them.
different.
Right. And then if you go into Puerto Rico, it's different. You go into Cuba, yeah, it's the same type of salsa music, but it's a little bit more Africanized. More drums, more the beat. So it just depends on what area you're from, and then that area will focus on that branding that area in that market because of the population. If you look at the population in the east side, it is, I would say, 85 to 90% Hispanic, and most of them are from Mexican American descent or Mexican national. There's not very many Latinos that make up that difference, maybe 10, 15%. So there's where we dominate that market with what we brand in this area.
But for how long? Because you even mentioned earlier that people are leaving.
Right.
People are getting offers to sell the property and all
Right.
that stuff. How long is that going to last?
It depends.
District
It
3,
depends.
District 3 is predominantly Hispanic or Latino. How long is that going to be till eventually?
Well, it's already changing.
Yeah.
It's been changing in the last 2 years. The east side has been changing. From what I knew it back in 1992 when I started doing what I'm doing.
Much
You
less
know,
the 70s and 80s.
Exactly, and then with the Holly Power Plant, that was a big effect on us too, because we could only do
That was
so.
a unifying thing,
Exactly,
I think.
exactly, and that's what kept the neighborhood together. After that power plant left, a lot of things started happening. The city of Austin started revitalizing the area, meaning that they wanted more condos to come in. They wanted the city life to come in. You know what I mean? So
I think they call it Agenda 21.
with that,
some
and that's what I said. And so the east side was going to be marketed that way. Now with the Plaza Saltillo revitalization plan that's coming up, when they want to put the trailway through there, Plaza Saltillo originally should have been a community place where people would go there and learn different aspects of kind of like the MAC. You know what I mean? It was supposed to turn out that way, but now the MAC's there, so the MAC does what they do.
So presumably within the next 10 years, you're gonna have a community full of pokies
Well,
hanging out in District 3.
and there's where those issues come into District 3. How are we going to head that off? What is the plan to keep that from happening? Because once we don't have nowhere to go, there's going to be some problems. I can tell you that. So
He's like,
Hold
what?
on here a minute.
Fiesta Gardens,
My people are
we
white
won't.
folks, and my people are Republicans.
You won't have no more trailers down on the east side, bro.
I think we
You
got,
know what I'm saying?
Okay, I think if possible, I think we may have a little screen issue going on.
Maybe she's going to show you. We're supposed to talk. Speaking of that,
I'm
the
sorry, I'm
Concilio Neighborhood Association had you meet and greet with some of the police and all,
Right.
and Gabriel was there for that. And these kind of things, that's when I first met a lot of them over there, was for Holly Street.
Right. Right.
They were right, but I was right too. They realized that it was cheap power, but they were right. You had a lot of power going over Grandpa's head.
Yeah.
Grandma's
Exactly.
head.
Exactly.
So it's better off without it, but when it is, I'm always a free market, and you're saying this stuff, but
What about
that our people are right to buy.
what about
You
District
can't.
1?
You can't. You can't.
What
Let
about
them go there.
what about District 1?
District 1, really, I haven't really focused in because I am looking at District 3 as being our primary, I would say, Tejano
That's-
venue with Fiesta Gardens and the big outdoor venues that go on in that area.
East First
You,
Street.
you just
Cesar
don't
Chavez,
realize how vital and important it is to us. And it being the original place where all the tarriadas took place, all the, I would say,
where they wanna make
Mexican
Chicano
American,
Park.
yeah, Chicano
You don't
Park.
think the Runberg area and all that stuff is important?
It would never be that way. Never.
not that
No.
important.
No.
Probably because it's the history of it down there.
The wa- the
Before
way-
it was Cesar Chavez, it was East First Street.
Exactly.
And it was, yeah, it was.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
moving that stuff. A lot of stuff is moving from downtown. They're crossing over on 35.
Right, and that's what we're
Yes.
talking about, the revitalization
Right.
of that. Just like if you look 11th Street all the way down,
It's changed.
it's changed. They're bringing in business, they're doing things, and it is kind of a mixed neighborhood, but it's also a black neighborhood too as well.
That's
and that's changing too. And so they saw that coming too and had issues about that. And now that it's happening to the east side, a lot of people have issues with that because of a lot of the heritage, a lot of the traditions that take place in that area. And so it's hard to kind of uproot people that's been there 80, 90 years, 3 or 4 generations, you know?
Well, of course, you know, I have a tendency to blame the Democrats for a lot of that. Some
Well-
of their policies, in the black community, when they closed Anderson High School in what, 71 or 2, that just like devastated the black community here in Austin.
Exactly.
I didn't realize so much how that high school, and same with Johnson High School in a way.
Exactly, and they've been having problems with formerly Johnston High School for many years. How many times has that high school changed names? You know, and they blame it
But until the
on the
70s or
parents. You
80s,
know,
that
so
was the center of
and that's a
the,
big issue. You've had politician after politician saying, "Hey, we're going to make it better. We're going to change it. We're going to try this. We're going to try that." And every time, 2 or 3 years later,
I like to point out the politicians you're talking
well,
about. ain't
I'm not
my
gonna.
party.
I know, but I'm just being general.
I understand.
We don't want. I don't want to bring them out at this time. But if you want to, then that's cool. I can agree with you. But you know, sometimes you have to be politically correct in order to get the message out.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe so.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of also constituents
My party
that
did
are out
stand
there.
back and
You
didn't
know.
say too much about it.
And that's what I'm saying.
They couldn't, but-
Sometimes you have to voice your opinion in order to be heard. And for me, I was never in that situation until certain things came into fruition regarding my show, politics, you know, asking for funding to
You
get
used
funding
to be
from the
nothing but
city.
music.
Exactly. But when you're asking for funding from the city of Austin, all of a sudden it becomes not only a thing for other people in the community because you're vying for that money as well. You know, it becomes politically whether they say, okay, we're going to give them that much, we're going to give you that much, and we're going to give you that much. And that's why when I break it down, there's only 4 major events for us Tejanos, and that is Cinco de Mayo, and that is 16. You're talking about Pachanga Fest, which has Latin music and some Tejano music, but I have an issue with that too because Pachanga Fest came in at one time saying they were going to showcase Tejano bands in their acts as well when they put on the events. And the last several years, that really hasn't been happening. So they're kind of going away for what they promised to the Hispanic community to what needs to happen. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people just brush it under the floor and they don't want to talk about it because it's not a big thing. Let's keep it quiet.
Well,
Enough
also
of that
they-
quiet stuff. You have to be able to vocalize your issues in order to work it out and let other people know, hey, Primetime Tejano wants to do a big event. I would take funding every year, but it seems to me a lot of people are grandfathered
there's a
these
lot of
days
people want their
that you
money.
can't even get that. So
You have to
there's a
get-
lot of issues that pertain to District 3. That's what I'm talking about.
What about the Asian community? Because that's a really growing community here in Austin, and they're also
They
vying
pretty
for.
much
Right.
take care of themselves.
They
though.
take care of themselves. They take care of their issues, but you know, I can't speak for them because I'm not in that
And we
atmosphere.
get kicked
I'm
out of
not,
bars
I'm not in
Asian
that.
bars, by the way.
Well, if they
you
take
know.
care, what's the difference? If they take care of themselves, what's the difference than other communities being able to take care of themselves?
That's what I'm
by getting
saying.
help from
That's
the city?
why. That's why I'm voicing my opinion because different communities take care of it in a different way. You know, and so that's how I'm voicing my opinion through what I see in my eyes.
I
and-
think
and
I
the
think
way
people
see it.
I think it would be more respected, you know, if people actually worked for it and did it themselves rather than asking for a handout and asking for
We're
someone
not
to do
asking
something
for a
for them.
handout. The city of Austin has plenty of money out there, sir,
Right.
which I'm trying to explain to you is that it's not a handout. A lot of people ask for this money, so why can't I put on a Tejano event and ask for that same money? And then with that
So-
money being made, you can use that to help the community, to help the Tejano community, to do different events in the community. So it's not really a handout. It is a sponsorship to help you get to the next level for whatever events you
It's
want to do.
tax dollars being given to.
And that money
So
is
it's
allocated for
for
that
that
because
particular
of the
purpose?
entertainment. Exactly.
Oh, okay.
They have to, the city of Austin focuses on different aspects like the Asian, like the blacks.
Why not
like the
incorporate that
Mexican
in with ACL and
Well, that's all different.
and all
I
that
mean,
stuff
if
and-
you look
and
at
do
South
it.
by and you look at ACL, they dictate what they do on their own. They're a big business entity that they're grandfathered in for whatever they need to get. So, you know, I may not, a lot of people may not agree with what I say about being grandfathered in and having that money there every year, but it does happen because I've seen it. I've been there. I've been around it. I've been in the trenches, so I know.
So
I
have
don't see
you?
why we can't have more. I'm sorry,
I'm
more
sorry.
Tejano bands, you know, doing ACL and doing South by.
We've asked ACL many times about that, so maybe you'd be a guy to go over there and ask him again and see
I
what
would,
kind of.
no, I would love to do that because I think that would be where the focus is to bring everyone
come
together.
back and talk to me.
So you can have like a big,
Right.
different genre of
We've
music
been there
rather than
already.
just having the same
We've
thing.
done that. We've had meetings. We've gone to South by. We've gone to ACL. We've gone to these different entities, but they just don't see it viable right now. They don't. They see it as a one big lump. When they talk about Tejano music, it's Latin music. You know what I mean?
So have you told the city of Austin that they'll be co-sponsoring the events?
Wait, you got Mike Martinez on city council, don't he help you out?
Yes, he's helped me with a couple events, you know, and which I really appreciate. But there's a lot of things right now in the, I would say, in the theater, the political theater that are changing because of the new districts that are coming up for the city council. So right now, a lot of things are on hold until they get all these new city council members in and see how they're going to plan for all these different districts. And you have 10 people now. You have 10 council members now that are coming in. Are going to say the same thing I'm saying. No, I want this for this. You're going to have the Asians come in and say, no, I need it for this. You're going to have the Caucasians come in and say, hey, I need this for this.
I say
And
equal
this for
distribution.
this.
Oh, we
I
ain't
see.
been
You know.
doing saying we need to do that yet.
I say equal distribution.
Well,
I'm for free market, let them take care of it.
I'd like to see you go to city council and let them know
I
that.
think we need a voice in District 1. No, I'm just
And,
saying.
and, you know,
I'm just throwing that out there.
you know, I've been asked to run for city council as well, which I thought about for about 6 months for District 2, which is my district, which is 51st and Cameron Road. The things that I see in that area where I live is the same thing. You've got condos coming in, you got the revitalization of that area with the airport going away. My taxes were very cheap at the time. Now,
Now it's got.
it's kicking me, you know, where I don't like. So there's a lot of things that are changing that area. Traffic-wise, it's getting too much traffic in Cameron and 51st, a lot of clog-ups, a lot of things going on. There's a lot of crime rate that's happening in that area as well. So, you know, in my area where I live, that's what I notice. And I'm going to make a voice for that area as well when I talk to the people from District 2. Hey, this is how I feel about this area. What is the plan for District 2? You know, what are you going to bring to the table that's going to change that? And that's what I'm saying is that
I
lot of
honestly would
times-
love to see them focus on traffic, love to see them focus
You know.
on so many other things, you know, and I know it's important to you, but I don't think that's like a main issue.
no,
of, you
that's
know.
just an issue for our Tejano music. I'm in the music business.
Right.
I'm here to keep Tejano music alive and going. You wouldn't want your genre of music to go away if you had a chance to keep it. You know what I mean? You keep playing it. So that's what I'm doing. But also, at whole, at large, as a community, hey, I'm concerned about everybody in our community because we're all feeling that effect.
Right.
You know, so it's not only District 3 or District 2 or District 1, it's all of the districts. And so whoever the new mayor is going to be, he's got a lot of work cut out for him. And
Or
there's
she.
going to be a lot of, or she. Whoever it's going to be, that's what I meant.
Get endorsed
51
on
in Cameron.
No
51st
endorsing
in
yet.
Cameron.
I still have a lot of political juggling to do, you know, in my end.
51st in
We
Cameron
were going
isn't.
to talk about some other things as
Yeah,
well
we
tonight,
do,
but
and I do
I'm
wanna-
about out of time.
I do want to
Well, I'm sorry, man. I didn't want to get politically
I do want
involved
to
in
bring up
this.
something that was very important that happened this weekend. Something that was going on with with Michael. But before I do this real quick, 51st and Cameron, isn't that District 1?
I thought it was District 1 or 2, whichever district it
District 2
is.
is like way down south, on
No,
the bottom.
District
right.
1.
I'm District 2. Right?
yeah.
I think it's
Dustway.
District 1, yeah.
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 I did want to bring up one thing that happened with Michael Cargill just on the 18th. That's very important. I know we got a few more minutes that we can kind of devote a little bit about an event that you went to. That
Good cause, right?
It was for a good cause. What was the event? Tell us a little bit about it. If I may.
Right, it was an event that was at a little bar downtown. We were trying to raise money for AIDS awareness because it's a big problem in Travis County with
Yes.
HIV and AIDS, and a lot of in some of the communities here, and it's being affected by certain types of people or certain ethnicities are being affected by HIV and AIDS. And so just trying to bring awareness to it and let people know that, hey, it's still a problem.
Right.
And a lot of your different, they've gotten it to the point right now that the medical companies have fixed it so people can actually live with it, with HIV without it turning over to AIDS. But we still haven't found a cure, for it. So.
And you mentioned something that was very important. That it's still active.
Yes.
Here in Travis County. I think one of the last reports that we heard about a year ago, that was one of the big hypes, was that kids was as young as 16
Yes.
were contracting it in high school. There
Yes.
was one school in particular in the AISD where they had to notify, because I think it was one school in particular where they were saying, hey, something's going on over here, and they had to make it aware that there was some activities going on that were causing some kids to get sick. So it's still out there. I mean, I know that not as somebody put it on here, it's not trendy. As one of your, somebody said, it's not a trendy cause
It's
anymore.
not
but
as focused highly as it was
Correct, because
back in the
and-
80s and 90s when they were trying to get that.
correct, and I think partially because they've been able to manage it. They like you said, they've got the medications
And that's
out there.
that's one of those things that it doesn't discriminate. So,
Correct.
there's where you have to work at large with the community to get the message out.
And the medicine
And
is
there's
expensive.
where you can work for the city of Austin to try to help you get that message out and try to get in that focus.
There's a good one when you talk about that, because kids nowadays have a skewed look at sex in general.
Exactly.
They think that one type isn't exactly having sex, and then they don't see it, and they don't think that they're going to get those diseases because they do this and not that. It's weird.
Yes.
So not to get into detail on it,
We're
because
good.
how did we go? That dang thing is going crazy on me in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like,
Well,
we're
you've
going
been
to a
here
cycle.
so long.
We're going to a cycle. It's a season.
Playing and I can't stop
See-
it. I don't know how to work the darn thing.
Hold on here, Mom.
It's driving me crazy. So Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Merry
man.
Christmas in
She's got the ornament.
Hey,
She's got the ornaments going
there's-
on. It's,
yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Matches your dress.
That's back to, maybe later on, we can go back to that sex discussion, huh?
No thanks. No,
So-
don't crazy on me.
So we also use
Maybe
we,
the
had,
Steelers won the Super Bowl.
we also had a firearm.
yes, I saw that.
Yeah, so we did end up raffling off a firearm to raise money
So how
for the
did-
event.
so did-
also.
how did the event?
event was actually pretty good. It was actually
Antique
pretty
firearm,
packed.
right?
Yeah, it was like 5 o'clock. It was 5 o'clock in the evening, from 5 to like 9 or 10 o'clock, and it was pretty packed. I was actually surprised. People were actually in a bar,
Raise some
that
money
early.
to,
It raised a lot of money. So it was
we're
good.
actually in a bar, huh?
Right.
Yeah,
At
just
5.
imagine that.
5 o'clock. That's pretty early.
Just think
never-
if
it's
Texas
never-
went back
What's
to
that
the
though?
old ways where you could carry an arm.
Right?
It's never early to go into a bar on Fridays.
Right.
So, well, that's good. That's good that you were participating in that. It's just something that still people still need to be aware about.
I wanted to show some of those pictures of that,
Well,
what you did.
That's okay.
Too late for that.
They can find them on Facebook.
Find them on Facebook.
If you're friends with Pokey or friends with Gavino, you'll be able to see them. If you're
Mr.
friends with me,
Gavino
then you
at?
already saw him and you
He's out of
probably
the
liked it.
Is
so.
he? Okay.
Yeah, he's fixing his immigration papers.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
as
he
fair as
did
I'm telling
fix
you.
it.
He's been doing that for years, man.
Exactly. I think he found a woman that's going to be able to marry him so that he can stay here in the
Oh, I
States.
got you.
That
All
works.
right.
There we go.
Oh, there you go, the Capitol. All right. Those of you that are watching as well, you can check out my Facebook page at facebook.com/Primetime Tejano TV.
All one word, Primetime Tejano TV. That's
You
right.
got
I
it.
looked at it the
You
other
got
day.
it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
You're the only one down there who's been
Hey,
on here longer
we
than
didn't
me.
talk about it. I want to congratulate you for all the years you've been here. I think we're one of the oldest shows that are
You're
around.
the only one that's been here longer than us.
Yeah.
But now that you're not live, does that still count?
Well, No,
You had
being
the
live,
Curve Girl,
live
so-
was 22 years straight. My program being on air, so
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I can keep going with that. But I want to
You had to
congratulate
go to the
even
wrong
Chris, because Chris was a
I
one-time
used to
producer for
work
me.
helper. I used to
That's
work
right, when I
now.
first started.
I got to meet Ruben Ramos.
But I found
Selena's
out she was a
dad,
Pittsburgh
everybody.
Steeler fan, so
Hey, look what I
you
did.
know, Cowboys and
Look what I
Steelers,
did.
you know.
I did.
I saw
wear it
that.
badly.
How could you let her do that?
Can't stop me. Can't stop me.
40 years, she ain't shut up once. How am I gonna stop her? Look
Yeah,
what you did to her
like we
hand.
said, it's like the men's version of The View. We get to go, politically
Look what
correct.
you did to her hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey,
Well, folks,
you're the husband. I can't say anything.
Well, you know, I'm real
I
selfish,
I think your hair looks better than that Pittsburgh Steeler tattoo.
Okay, I might agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hold on. I gotta tell you my mail showbiz part. I'm
Oh,
gonna
my
patch my
goodness.
valley.
Too
She
much.
picks them out.
Yeah, I know.
There
She
you
puts
go.
the belt on for you too, right?
Well, folks, we want
30 seconds.
to thank everybody for being here on the Trailer Park Show.
Candidates coming?
The men's views version.
Enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Mr. Avila, thank you very much.
Sometime.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
And
More
we'll,
politics besides.
I like to be here when you have art and all them here. I'd have fun with that.
And thank you very much, Michael Cargill from Central Texas Gunworks.
we'll see you on Sunday
Come and talk it.
on Come and Talk It, Talk
1370
1370 AM.
All right.
All right, folks.
So long, folks. Bye bye.